Hello staff, here is the video as promised. We are going to go over what one cycle of an observation looks like to make it complete. We are also going to look at how to write our growth plan and know that more information at Friday's professional development will give more information in regards to the growth plan as well. See here that the 5D observation cycle begins with the observation itself. This is what the screen looks like when the evaluator comes into the classroom. They'll click that timer at the top, and then the evaluator will just start scripting verbatim in the box. And that information, if you look at the top, you can see where it says to collect evidence, to code evidence, and then to review. So this would be that collect evidence piece. After the evidence is collected and coded, then we click on something that's called the response. When we click on the response, we get this box to add a notice and wondering. Here, if you've already been observed, it will say, thank you for coming into the classroom. These are the pieces that are very evident, the exciting things that we can see that's going on daily in the classroom. And then there will be noticing or a wondering, where we're looking for further information because we're just in your classroom for a snapshot, and we want you to give us more background to what we're noticing or wondering within your classroom. You should receive an email that says that there is a response, and the response is that noticing or wondering that was filled out. Once you receive that email, if you will go into Pivot, and if you will click on response at the top here, it will pop up the response boxes where it'll allow you to type your information back in. And then you're going to click on this share button. When you click share, then it turns to unshare. When you click share, then the evaluator receives your emailed response, and the evaluator can go back into Pivot and read through your response, and then the evaluator is going to click on the feedback button. Once we click on the feedback, it will bring up a box very similar to the response box. We'll type the information in there and we'll click share, and then you will receive that feedback on the observation in your email, and then you can access it once you log back into Pivot. The observation is complete once we click and submit that feedback back to you. That is one complete observation cycle. Now that we've completed what a cycle of observation looks like, now we want to look at how to write our growth plan. When you log into Pivot, you can see in the drop-down menu growth plan. If you'll click on growth plan, we are going to have every staff member choose 2 areas of focus. Those 2 areas of focus will be off of an indicator of the 5D, and you'll write an eSmart goal for each one of those areas of focus. Last year, these were referred to as SMARTY goals, and now they're eSmart. So the E means equitable, and so we have the E in front of the SMART. Looking at eSmart, we have equitable, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. We're going to find each one of these categories within the goals that you write, and the goals are going to be written off of your 2 areas of focus, which are the indicators from the 5D. And everyone should have the 5D booklet that breaks down each one of the categories. If not, please make sure you see me. Once you click on the growth plan, you're going to have a screen that looks similar to this, and it's going to say growth plan information. Catherine has allowed us to use hers as a sample. Hers isn't complete, but it's a great outline of where we need to go with the growth plan. So in this growth plan information, you're going to put in your information, but it's important that you put in your achievable. Under achievable, what other types of resources do you need to achieve your goal? That's the important piece here. So is it professional development? Is it PLC collaboration, SIOP training, Google Classroom? What does that look like? You want to put that information in here underneath the comments. And then you also want to enter your narrative, and your narrative is going to be your self-assessment. So the evidence that you've collected out of your classroom to why you've chosen the indicators that you've chosen. Here, Catherine still has this section to add into hers. So if you scroll down from growth plan information, now we have the areas of focus. You're going to have drop-down indicators where you can choose the indicator that you want to focus on. Once you choose your indicator, now what you're going to really focus in on this area is relevant. So the R and the E SMART goal, how is this goal relevant to you and your students? How does the goal align with the building and district goals? So you're going to write that information underneath the comments for relevant. So how is this area of focus and goal relevant? All right, now we have finished the area of focus, and now we're to writing the goal. So we are going to first start in the goal area. You're going to have your equity focus, and you're going to have the specific portion of your goal. Equity focus, does this goal support access and achievement for students that need it most, that need that focused attention? How does your goal address these students specifically? That's what you want to write underneath the equity focus piece. Under specific, you want to pull the language directly from the indicator that under the distinguished portion of the indicator of how you're going to make that happen. And that language is already there for you in the 5D framework. So pull that, that's the distinguished from your indicator that you've chosen. Next, you want to make sure that you have measurement and your time-bound piece and your strategies. How are you going to make that happen? So how you're going to measure it, be specific to how you're going to measure it. Your time-bound timetable, is that going to happen in the first trimester, in the second, the third, or is it going to happen over the course of the school year? And then how is it going to be measured? Please be specific. Okay, so we have looked at what a complete observation cycle looks like and an outline to how to get started with our growth plan. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. And remember, the due date for the growth plan is October 11th, and we have our half-day PD available on October 4th that will give us more information regarding the growth plan and 5D.